Okay, welcome back everybody. My name's Christine Patterson. I am a program specialist here with Hancock Parks Districts. You are here for Virtual Experiences Discovery Stories, and today we are going to be learning about eggs. So I have here some of the Easter eggs from yesterday, from Easter, and I hope everybody had a wonderful time dyeing and hiding your eggs. But today we're going to learn about different animal eggs, and we're going to be reading a story called Chickens Aren't the Only Ones. Chickens lay the eggs you buy. The eggs you boil or fry or dye. Those look like our Easter eggs from earlier. Or leave alone so you can see what grew inside naturally. Chickens aren't the only ones. Every bird, wild or tame, does the same. The ostrich lays the largest egg, the hummingbird the smallest. See the little hummingbird egg there? But chickens aren't the only ones. Most snakes lay eggs, and lizards too, and crocodiles and turtles do. And dinosaurs who are extinct, but they were reptiles too. Frogs and toads and salamanders, and when they hatch their tadpoles, who grow legs and climb a lily pad, just like their mom and dad. They don't have claws or scaly skin. They are called amphibians. Fish eggs float up to the surface or sink to the bottom of the ocean floor. The mother seahorse lays her eggs inside the father's pouch. He keeps them there until they hatch, and then he's through. I think that's nice of him, don't you? These fathers too are helping out by guarding eggs protected by that foaming mass that's floating by. And they won't leave until they're sure that all the eggs are hatched. These don't look like eggs to me, but they were laid in the sea. This one by a shark, and this one a ray is called a mermaid's purse, they say. So there's a shark, and that's called a ray. Spiders wrap their eggs in sacks, and snails, you know, are very slow, but they lay eggs that hatch and grow, and so do insects, who have 6 legs and lay many different kinds of eggs. This one will hatch into a hungry caterpillar who will grow and grow and grow, and then will climb up and change into this, a chrysalis, and change again one summer morn. That's how a butterfly is born. Now, animals with fur or hair who nurse their young and don't lay eggs are known as mammals or mammals. Spiny anteater, duck-billed platypus, but these 2 exceptions, and they both live in Australia. So these are animals that nurse their young and have fur, but also lay eggs. Chickens aren't the only ones. There's no more to discuss. Everyone who lays an egg is oviparous. Look at all the different kinds of animals that lay eggs. There's a lot of different kinds of eggs that they lay, though. Animals who don't lay eggs have babies born alive and well, but that's another tale to tell. Okay, I hope you enjoy our story, everybody. Now let's talk a little bit about eggs. Now I just showed you some of the dyed eggs that we had. So here is a chicken egg. So it's about this big. Looks like the regular size of most chicken eggs. But let me show you another egg right here. Okay, look at the size difference. This actually here is called a black-necked swan egg. Now, bird eggs have a hard shell. That's what we think about when we think about eggs. They have a shell on the outside. Okay. This here is a black-necked swan, by the way. Okay. Now, the largest egg we read in the book is an egg that's laid by an ostrich. Okay. Ostrich eggs are this large. Now, look at this ostrich egg and compare that to the size of a chicken egg. Okay. Now, ostrich egg shells are extremely thick. Okay. The egg shell itself, you can see right here how thick the eggshell is. So in order for a bird to break out of their egg, they actually have an egg tooth on their beak that allows them to crack and break the egg in order to hatch. Now, ostriches are the largest eggs, but hummingbirds lay the smallest. Now, this is a little hummingbird nest. The eggs inside here are actually not real hummingbird eggs, but they are the size of hummingbird eggs. Now, you can imagine, look at the difference between that. Ostriches, of course, do not lay their eggs in trees. Ostriches don't fly. They actually lay their eggs on the ground, and they make a nest on the ground because the eggs are so big and heavy, and of course, ostriches are too. Now, another bird that lays large eggs is something called an emu. Okay? So not all eggs that are laid are white. Some birds lay eggs that are different colors. Now, emus are like ostriches in that they are large flightless birds. So you can see the size of an emu egg. And again, it lays an egg, lays its nest, makes its nest on the ground. Okay? And then the emu protects it on the ground. They are large flightless birds there. But they are, of course, that we've said in our book, they are not the only kinds of animals that lay eggs. There are a lot of different other kinds of animals that lay eggs. One of the animals that lays eggs are amphibians. Okay? Frogs lay eggs, and if you look in the water, frog eggs actually have to be laid in the water. This is actually some frog eggs right here. So frog eggs are laid in the water because they don't have a shell. So in order to keep the egg moist, they have to stay in the water. If you see a clump of eggs that look like this, then you know you've seen a frog egg. On the other hand, if you find in the water and you see eggs and they're in a line like this, they are actually toad eggs. Toads actually lay their eggs in the water also, even though toads tend to leave the water. Frogs tend to stay near water their whole life. Toads leave the water once they grow up and become adults, but they all lay their eggs in the water. Now, they have to lay their eggs in the water, but not all animals do. We know that birds don't. Another animal that does not lay its eggs in the water are snakes, are reptiles. So reptile eggs do not have a hard shell. In fact, what they have is a leathery covering on their eggs. So here is a snake hatching out of its eggs. Okay. And here's actually some snake eggs right here. So they don't have the hard shell. They're very leathery. They're very soft. Snakes and other reptiles lay their eggs underneath the ground. They dig a hole underneath the ground. There we go. And other animals that can do that, here we have our snake right here hatching out of its egg. And then, of course, we have our turtle. So turtles are reptiles too. Once again, they lay eggs. They lay them in underneath the ground in a hole in the ground, and then they hatch out of the eggs. Okay, I hope everybody enjoyed learning a little bit about eggs today. So we know that chickens are not the only ones. So all birds lay eggs, reptiles lay eggs, fish lay eggs, amphibians lay eggs. There's just different kinds of eggs. So everybody have a wonderful time, and you have a good time. I hope you enjoyed our virtual experiences today, and I will see you again next Monday. Bye, everybody.